Sunday, and it's currently 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 12:30 to be precise, and I wasn't dressed for this when I posted the picture on Instagram, so I just kind of slapped on a shirt. Didn't feel like doing my hair, so I got just a beanie on. But basically, I'm going to be going over the plethora of items that I have for you today when it comes to special effects makeup. I'm not a professional. I'm not, and if you hear scratching, it's my dog with his cone on, because he's a cone head, and he's wearing the cone of shame because he got snapped. So, I'm going to be going over brushes I use, what I use for each one, what I use them for, paint, like face paint and stuff, sponges, etc., and what not to use. So, throughout this, I don't know if this is recording because it's my phone. I'm using my back camera, so if it stops recording, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so I'm going to start out with brushes. Now, the brushes that I use were $5 for a pack at Walmart. They're decent. They're pretty good. So, I mean, I use them. They're fine. They're not completely clean for the white ones, by the way. But, what I use for each of them is kind of multiple things. Like, this one I haven't used yet. It came with different textures of each brush. Like, there's two of them that have this sort of, like, regular hair texture. And then there's two of them that have this brownish rust color. And then there's the ones that look like the ones you put barbecue sauce on your meat. So, what I use for each of them, like this one, I don't like using. But it's the only one that I had last night to apply, my red paint to my mouth, because I wore my Joker makeup last night, and that's all that I had. That was clean. I just cleaned my brushes today. They don't look it, but trust me, it's not fun cleaning these whenever you're using cream paint, which I'll get to. But anyway, like I said, this isn't used yet, but I would probably use this if I was doing a bigger area, but primarily I use sponges when I do that, so it was like, this one I'll use for, like, some detail work, and you can see it's kind of like moldable. It's because cream paint likes to stay there and it's getting on my fingers, but cream paint's not fun, so, you know. This one, another hair one, this one I just used for my black grease paint, which again is a bitch to clean off. So that I just kind of use for, you know, I used it for around my eyes to get the bigger areas of my eyes with the grease paint, and then ones like these, obviously, are for small details. So, like, if I'm actually getting into details, I'll go down the scars and apply the darker red, or when I'm lining before I add the rigid collodion, which I will get to. And then this is just more for red and applying the red and stuff like that. If it's got on my face, I'm mad. Make sure it's still recording. Yes, it is. I'll cut that out. But anyway, so next I will get to is, first off, brushes wise, like I said, I spent $5 on a pack of, 7, 8 brushes. It doesn't matter. You can get them anywhere you want. You can get expensive ones, be my guest, if you're a rich bitch. But I only had, I don't know, I only had about 20 bucks to spend that day. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to go over paint now. Oh, other brush that I use is a little fluffy brush, and it's e.l.f. brand. This is for actual makeup. Those are for paint. This is for actual makeup because I use this for my baby powder that I use, which I will get to, but that's the only reason I use this for, is just to kind of dust it over my prosthetics to make them very opaque and not shiny anymore. That's the only thing I use that for. I don't use it for paint. I don't use it for anything else. I just use a fluffy brush. Now, to paint, I have a plethora of types, and I'm on my bed, so if this shit gets everywhere, I'm gonna be screwed. But anyway, ones that I used to use, what I use for, like, I use the red, and I'll mix, like, a reddish gray to do my scars and stuff with this. This is just a cheap little palette you can get for like $5 at any Halloween store. I haven't used the white because This is like a waxy kind of cream paint, and it's not fun to use. It's really, really not fun to use whenever it comes to taking it off, and sometimes putting it on can be really, really, really difficult. But just makeup wipes is usually what I use, and it comes right off. Anyway, use this. It's pretty good, actually, minus the whole black situation. I don't really like to use the black when I'm using big areas. I just like to do that when I'm adding shadows and stuff like that. Another cream paint I have is this blood red color. This is by Mehron. I don't know how you would pronounce that, but this. And it says lip cream on it because some of this I got, some of this face paint and all that I got from a Joker kit sort of thing, because I know how to do the makeup. It's just I didn't feel like spending all kinds of money on the individual items, which I recommend doing because that kit was $20. And this individually probably be a good $3 to $5, and you know, you add all the other supplies that came in the kit, and it can be more expensive than $20. So I recommend doing that. If you find a kit that's got the supplies that you need or even more, get it. So any more cream paint, it's just a dark red, you know, so, and then I also have water-based paint. The only water-based I have came in the kit, and it's this little bitty thing of white, which I'm kind of experimenting in different kinds, which is why I wanted to try this out. Water-based paint is a go-to, because cream paint can be a bitch whenever you're trying to smear it around, and it can be, you know, kind of like leave little creases. If you make one little line, it's done with. It doesn't dry very fast. This, it came from the heavens. It's amazing. You just put like a tiny bit of water and a little bit of this, just a little dab on your brush. It goes a long way, and it turns out so well. So I was going to be in my bathroom, and I was going to do like little swatches and stuff of this, but another thing that came in the kit was grease paint, which again, I'm experimenting, so I'm glad that it came with this, but this is black grease paint. So with grease paint, you don't add anything to it. You don't need to add any water, and it's kind of like cream paint, but it goes on very wet, but it does not dry. So that's kind of fun. But as you can see, it's very shiny. It's like a grease. So, and this is again by Mehron. I didn't mention, but this is by Paradise. I don't know what this is by, but you find it. This brand is kind of what you want to go for. Any big brands, like whenever it comes to paint, as you want to do. Mehron, I don't know. Ben Nye, Snazaroo, if you live in Canada, use Wolf. Stuff like that. Go to those brands, because anything cheap like this piece of shit right here, don't use this. I mean, if it's all you can find, be my guest. It's just, I tried to use it, and it's not fun. It's really not fun. I have black and I have white of this, and it has its advantages. Whenever it comes to using it, it can be very, very good. It can be. But this is just, it's so sheer, it's not even funny. Like, if you don't pack it on there like a freaking Barbie doll using foundation, I mean, it's just so sheer, and the black's not any better. So don't use that. Okay, don't use these little tubes of garbage. If you have the money to get even like this is what I just recently bought. This is still kind of a cream paint. These are cakes that I bought. This is $5. This is $2. If you got the extra $3, get the cakes. I'm not even joking, because like I got $20 and I got 4 little cakes, and yeah, they're not very big. These will last me quite some time. I got red, I got 2 white, and I got a black, because white's like my primary color that I use, so I got 2 white. But don't use these. Just don't. So, oh, another paint thing that I have, this came with the Joker kit. This is liquid makeup. You can buy this in red for blood replacement if you want. This is primarily just for the hair. So that's why I have it. It's basically just liquid liquid paint. Kind of, it dries, looks like paint, so you could use this. I haven't tried using it for anything else yet, but, you know. Now sponges I will get to. I have a little bit of a variety of sponges. Like, I have these little dinky little makeup sponges, which I haven't really used for anything yet, except for cleaning. But you can use these for really anything, I guess. Another sponge I got was this. I will use this for liquid latex. This is because I accidentally decided, hey, I'm going to clean my black grease paint on this. Yeah, it's clean, it just hasn't come off. But this I will pretty much use to dab my liquid latex on and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll use a brush if I feel like it, but, you know, that's what I go to. Then whenever I'm applying big surface areas, I just kind of watched Virgin's video on what he uses, and he's right. These work pretty well, and if you don't recognize what this is, they come on a little dowel like this, and it's like that. But I took it off because having a little stick and kind of brushing it on your face, that's really awkward, so don't do that. But this one isn't clean. This, I just used my water-based paint on, so I can just kind of clean it. I can just wash it with water, but I have a bunch of these. I got a pack of 4 for like $2, so definitely go for those. And then there's this sponge, which this sponge itself can go for around $2 to $5, but again, I got this in the Joker kit, so it saved me some money because I bought everything individually one time and I spent a good $20 in itself, and it was cheap stuff. This is good quality stuff, and I got it all in a kit that was $20 in itself. Yeah, so just don't settle for this. You will end up screwing yourself over by getting a bunch of cheap stuff and be like, oh, I got this. Oh, it's not even that expensive. I got so much for that. But no, you can get expensive stuff in a kit and spend the exact same amount of money. So, now we'll get to like other liquid sort of items that I use, which would be liquid latex. This is just a little simple brand. This is like $3 to $5. You can find it at any Halloween store. It's just like, it's liquid latex. Sometimes it'll say zombie skin or zombie latex or something like that, but it's just a little bitty bottle like this. That's really all that you need unless you're like doing it 24/7. You know, I don't get the Ben Nye brand. I don't get the expensive brand. This does me fine. I don't need to get something that seems like, oh, you need this brand. I don't. This is really the only one. This is Spin World brand. I don't know. But I've always been fine with this. Liquid latex is liquid latex, in my opinion. I've done some pretty awesome stuff with just this little cheap bottle. So, it doesn't really matter. Only thing you're going to love, if you start doing makeup, and you start getting into it, and you start using liquid latex, you're going to enjoy the smell of liquid latex. It smells like rotten fish, and that's a fun smell, but you get used to it over time as you use it. Fake blood. I just ordered some new Ben Nye stage blood because I got it from eBay, by the way, so if you, okay, I keep running off, sorry. If you buy any of this stuff at a store, it's probably going to, if it's too expensive, like if you're getting big name brands like Snazaroo, Wolf, Ben Nye, go to eBay, go to Amazon. If Amazon's too expensive, like if it's not as cheap as you would want it to be, go to eBay. Because I've even seen some Wolf stuff that's selling for quite a decent price than it normally would sell on Amazon or the actual website, because the website can screw you the fuck over. Not that I've had that issue, because I don't order anything from the website itself directly. But if it's not cheap at a store, and just go to eBay, because I got a bottle about like this, of stage blood. Again, this is Maron, by the way. That helped. But I got a little bottle of stage blood about that size for only about $5. $6, whatever it was. But in reality, it could have been, like I've seen on some websites where it was about $10 for the bottle. So I saved a good $5. So that was fun. This is Ruby's brand, which is primarily what the cream paint that you find is. even this is rubies, but this is just cream paint, so it's kind of like not big of a deal. If you don't know what rubies is, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's got the little clown on it. But this isn't good blood. I mean, it's decent, but if you've ever seen it, it just kind of looks like this, like, red gel kind of crap. I mean, if you've got some, yeah, see, that doesn't look real at all. If you have a good amount of undertones underneath the cut or whatever, and you use a good amount of filters on your picture, it'll turn out fine. But this doesn't look like real blood. I made that mistake when I bought it. I forgot that I got this last time, and it's not good. I keep dropping it. Next I will get onto is all the little glass bottles that I have. So all these little glass bottles are, I have Spirit Gum, the remover, and rigid collodion. So Spirit Gum is basically what you use to apply prosthetics. Now, when it comes to prosthetics, I primarily try and make my own prosthetics, which is kind of what I started using my liquid latex for, and that's why I use baby powder. This is from CVS. It's a little bitty bottle. This is like $3 to $5. Once again, most of the stuff I use is very cheap, but any clear setting powder will make this stuff not shiny and look like actual skin. So that's what I use. I just take this, and this is just a little plastic packaging to the cakes. Dab some on there, rub it, and I will go over the prosthetic. Boom. It's clean, it's clear, or excuse me, it's completely clean, it's very matte colored, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So, yeah, so that's what I use that for. And then Spirit Gum basically is what you use to apply the prosthetic. So it's basically like a cement. It's not cement, but it's a lot more powerful than just using liquid latex as your adhesive. So you just kind of put it on there and it'll stick. And people usually will use this if they're using fake hair. If they're doing like beards or anything like that, they will primarily use this because as soon as you stick it to it, it's stuck there. It's stuck. So then what you do to get it off is you use a Spirit Gum remover, which is basically like baby oil, basically. And this is Ruby's brand once again, which they have good Spirit Gum. So some of Ruby's brands is pretty good, some of it's pretty bad. But the remover is basically baby oil. I'm not even joking, that's all it is. So if you don't want to buy, if you just see, usually it'll come with the Spirit Gum and the remover, but if it's just cheaper and you just see the actual Spirit Gum, just get baby oil. I'm not kidding. Just get it. It's not that expensive, especially for a little bitty bottle. You don't need the big giant jug of baby oil. But, and if you want that, go ahead. But you don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to get to rigid collodion. So this is again Maron brand. So I have 2 bottles, 3 actually. This one's almost gone. So that's why I have another brand new bottle that I bought. But rigid collodion, basically, do a demonstration here. Oh, look at that. Some of it crusted over. Rigid collodion, basically what this does is it tightens up the skin. And it's just a lot easier to do if you're doing, like, scars, stuff like that. So basically, I'll wait for this to dry, and then I'll show you. But anyway, so you apply layer by layer depending on how deep you want it to be. It'll just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and it looks a lot better if you apply. What I use is I'll take a little thin brush and I'll mix a couple of these, like the red and the gray and the black together, and I'll apply it underneath. Then I'll apply the rigid collodion underneath it, or excuse me, above it, because then what it'll do is it'll have that dark indentation underneath it, and it'll look a lot deeper than what it is. It'll actually look like a little scar color. So that's basically what that does, and I don't know if you can see this, but it tightened up my skin. So that's really what it does, and the more layers that you apply, it'll just keep getting tighter and tighter and just kind of get deeper and deeper, and the way you just take it off is, give me 1 second, you peel it right off. It's not that hard. And if it doesn't come off for you, if it just for some reason wants to be a stubborn little asshole, just use Spirit Gum remover, baby oil, It'll come right off. It even says on the bottle, if it doesn't come off, just use that. Now, if you buy it, this came in my Joker kit, and I was very upset about this because this stuff isn't cheap. It's about $9 for this little bitty bottle, so this is a good $20 just for the two of these, but I'm glad that I bought that because when I bought the Joker kit, I bought my cakes. I spent a good $60 at the store, but I bought my cakes, and then I bought some more rigid Collodion, and good thing I did, because in that kit, this is what they gave me. Hardly any, and I don't know if you can see this, it does not come off the brush. It just kind of sits there, and watch. See this little case thing? It's not supposed to do that. This is old. This is old. This is very old rigid Collodion that they gave me. Basically, all of the alcohol that was in it evaporated. A little bit of oil is in this, and it just, you see how cloudy it is? Yeah, that's not good. So, I'm very glad that I bought that, because if you ever buy a kit, it's worth it for the most part, but if it comes with rigid Collodion, I very much recommend buying yourself an extra bottle, because, yeah, I'm glad that I did that. Otherwise, I would have lost a bottle of rigid Collodion, because if you do what I do, I'm going to be spending about a good whole weekend, plus another day of school, doing the scars for the Joker makeup, and that takes quite a bit. That's a good 3-4 layers that I do of this. This I got about last week or so, something like that. I don't know what, yeah, about sometime last week. And it's already down to here, and it was all the way full. So you can imagine how much it takes just to do those scars. So if you're buying one, if you're doing this look, certain look, and it takes rigid Collodion, buy multiple bottles. You probably don't need 3 to 5. Just get 2. Another item that I use, if I went over all of that correctly, this is like a 30-minute video, I'm sorry, contacts. Contacts you don't exactly need. I like to use them sometimes. I haven't used them in any of my looks yet, but I hope to, because I plan to do some Omegle stuff. So yeah, so the contacts I use are, like, these, both of these pairs are from Wish, and if you're unfamiliar with Wish is basically stuff that is imported from China, from Japan, stuff like that, so it tends to be very cheap. These contacts are some Japanese, Chinese brand, and they costed $5. $5 for very good, like, these are, what are these called? Circle lenses. Circle lenses completely cover your entire colored eye, and it even goes a little bit bigger, so it makes your eyes pop. They're kind of like a meshy tone. These are Manson contacts, and if you're unfamiliar with Manson contacts, it's basically that. It's a black outline with white on the inside, and again, $5! Sometimes 10, sorry, my nose is, like, itchy as hell, and it's really bothering me. I've had these for a while. They're probably gonna expire in February. They last a year, just like any other contacts, because I bought some wolf, like, yellowish amber colored contacts from SpookyEyes.com. They professionally have contacts that they sell of their own brand, Spooky Eyes. That cost me $25-30 for a pair, when Wish hooked me up for $5 a pair. So, I mean, I wouldn't exactly trust that. If you have very sensitive eyes, as I said at the beginning, my camera was turned around, so I didn't know that it turned off. But basically at the end of the video, I just said that experiment with multiple different brands at different prices and see what works for you. This is just the stuff that's kind of works for me. And like I said, I'm still experimenting with all of my stuff right now, but try and see what works for you, and let me know how it goes. But as I said in the end, you know, just comment down below what sort of makeup ideas you want me to do, because primarily on this channel, what I'm going to be doing now is just doing Omegle videos, because that's really, it's very fun to do that and get fun reactions. So if you want to see that, make sure you like this video and stick around, because I know I haven't been posting for quite some time now, but it's just primarily because of school and everything. But I will be posting around 1 to 2 times a week at night. So that's when my videos will be uploaded, probably between midnight and 1 o'clock when they'll be officially uploaded. But yeah, that's my content's definitely going to increase. I'm going to be doing some more face paint related stuff and create some characters here and there, stuff like that, do more prosthetics and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see videos like that, make sure you stick around, like this video, comment down below what kind of stuff you want to see relating to that sort of special effects sort of region, I guess you could say. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you that have stuck around and being subscribed to me, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Make sure you pass along what I'm going to be doing if you like it. Yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be around next week. Probably around next Friday, because I have a Halloween party I'm going to, and I'll have makeup, and I'll probably record with it on. So, yeah, see you guys then, and bye.